Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bling Bling Jam YouTube station. Today, I am interviewing the one and the only Kathleen Botero with Elitex Balloons. We want to talk to her about her balloon career first, and then we're going to get into Elitex and some other things as well. Now, she does have two names. Or her middle name, it's Kathleen Pamela. I was confused when her husband Carlos said talking about Pamela. I go, "Who's Pamela?" I thought it was a girlfriend. I didn't know. We were joking about that. I really did
Yes,
not
I
know that was
do.
her name. But anyway, we're excited to have her back at the Bling Bling Jam. She'll be teaching this year. But before we talk about that, I'm going to remove my pin. I want you guys to get to know Kathleen Pamela, who she is, how she started her balloon career, so you guys can get to know her better. And of course, as we do this, please put comments and likes down below because show her some love and she wants to watch this and see what's going on and what you guys have to say. And she will respond when she can. So, with that said, all the way from Georgia is Kathleen. Welcome to the call, the Zoom.
Christy. So first of all, thank you for the invitation again, for wanting to do this interview. It really means a lot. We are
For doing it.
really excited to be part of the Bling Bling Jam convention and to be going this year. As last year, we loved it, so we are super excited about this year. But thank you so much for doing
Oh,
the
you're so
interview.
welcome. Thank you for coming again. We're excited.
Thank
Let
you.
everybody know so they get to know you because it's an interesting story how, you became a decorator first and created your own balloon line, which is amazing, right? But let's talk about how you got into balloons first, how long ago that was, what prompted it. Because everybody has a story that's interesting, and everybody wants to know who you are a little bit more, right? And
Of course.
I don't even know all the details of it, so this is always interesting to me. And again, I don't know if you still do decor. You have I'm assuming that you do, and you have a business name for that too. That might be different from LA Tex, maybe not. I don't know. Okay, perfect. See, I didn't know that. I'm just asking. I'm assuming. So tell everybody about that first, and we'll ask you questions about that, and then we'll get into LA Tex after that.
Okay. So I started my balloon journey. The first time, of course, I started doing balloons was 9 years ago. I
Yeah.
started with my kids' events, of course. I started decorating a lot. There's a little bit of, story behind on why I love decorating events so much. Um, I grew up not celebrating holidays because of my family religion, but I always loved the holidays. Like I always wanted to be part of them. Um, and as I grew up and I moved here to the United States, I had my kids and I was like, well, now I have an excuse to have a celebration, and celebrate the holidays. So,
Sure.
especially birthday parties, birthday parties was one of the things I always loved and wanted to do, even for myself, because I never got to celebrate them when I was little. But now that I'm older, I'm like,
Right.
I need to do my birthday parties. The ones that I didn't have a long time ago, I'm gonna do them now, and I'm gonna go all over the top.
Exactly.
So, when my kids started, I had my first child, and then I started decorating his birthday parties. I always wanted to go over the top again. I wanted to do this big decor. I wanted to show off. I wanted him to have the best time and experience, things that he is going to remember that we did for him. I've always been really creative. So, creativity, I love to draw, paint, all these things that had to do with creation.
Oh,
So
really?
it was my passion. So I was like, okay, let's just try to do balloons. I remember ordering my first balloon garland on Amazon.
Oh, don't say that. No, no, no. That's true though. I know.
That's how everyone starts, for
Right, of
decoration.
course, of
Everyone kind of
course. A
orders.
lot of people
Um,
start that way, for sure.
exactly. So just being honest, we're as
No,
transparent as we can, before knowing, that there were actually professional balloon quality lines, that you can use for your decor. So at that point, I had no idea that the brands existed, the high quality brands existed. But I started doing it with Amazon, of course. Every time I tried to do them outdoors, they were all popping. It was the worst.
Yeah.
But anyways, I pulled it through and I started decorating more and more and more over the years with my kids. So I started with smaller designs as everyone else's that has done decor for practicing. And then I started kind of growing, the decor for my kids. So one day I posted it on Facebook. And then they asked me like, "Oh, I saw that you decorated your kids' event. I don't know if you can probably do it for me. Like I can pay you. I have the balloons." Just like I
Yeah.
have the balloons,
Right.
but can you do the balloons for me? Can you decorate the event for me? I can pay you. And I was like, well, I love to do this, so and
Right.
you're paying me, so you know, of course I can try to do it for you. And then
Right.
I did that one, and then she posted it, and then someone else, she referred this lady to me, and then everyone kind of started calling me. So she basically helped me out, find.
Part of your business.
Exactly. So she was like, I didn't, and I tell everyone I didn't ask for it. It just came to me. I'm grateful that she, offered to pay for my services, for putting together her event. Sometimes people ask you for help for free, of course. So that was beneficial
Yeah.
for me. I think that really helped me a lot because thankfully and thank God I was able to start charging for my decor services from the start.
Yeah. 100%.
So that's how I started. And then I started getting more requests. I started growing my business. I started finding out that I could rent out some items as well for events. So on the side, instead of me keeping the money or, using it for ourselves and the family, I started reinvesting it for the first 3 years. I kept reinvesting and I started buying props for events that I could rent out to other decorators. Um, I invested in promotion of my company. Like I did a lot of things, to get my name out there and have a reputation, so everyone could know me. So
Sure.
I started building that throughout the years. Um, 2020 came.
Yeah.
It was actually um the year that probably made the difference on the industry, I feel in general. So for me and my business grew so much since 2020. Like 2020 was like
Yeah.
the skyrocket for the business. I was booked back to back. I was having so many requests for events. I couldn't even hold all of them. I had to send it to other artists. Um, and thankfully we were able, to start kind of saving the money. And I always had in the back of my mind, that's when I come to Elitex, always had in the back of my mind that I wanted to do something aside, just doing the events, renting out the props. I wanted to do
Sure.
something for myself, have a tool, something under the name of Capaloons. That was the name that I had for my company.
Oh, that was the name of your company. Oh, that's where that comes
Mhm.
from. Okay, so that was your decor
That's where
company.
it comes from. So that's
When did you create with all your friends asking you, giving you the balloons and whatever they did, when did you decide to like make
have
your
the name
this
of the company.
official? Yes, and that.
Yes. So after a year, because I started doing it as like a side, like a hobby, because you're not
Right,
really familiar with these things. At that time, I didn't know there were other decorators. Social media was not the same.
right.
Um, so I kind of felt more comfortable saying that I had a business a year after.
Of
And
course.
then I created Capaloons. I remember that I did my logo like hand. It was by hand. At that time, we didn't have Canva still.
Yeah,
So I designed by hand my logo, and it was like two balloons. Um, I
very,
always try to do everything myself.
of course.
But that's how Capaloons started. And then since I started growing my business for decor, um, I felt like Capaloons was just referring to balloons instead of the entire event decor. So I kept Capaloons for a while just for balloon services.
Hmm.
And then I opened up PM Deluxe events. So PM Deluxe Events is actually like a luxury event decor
Oh yeah.
services, and then Capaloons was just the balloon services. So whoever needed decor, they will go to this page, and whoever needed just balloons, they will go to Capaloons.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
at the end of the day, I was like, it's overwhelming. This is too much managing two different pages, two types of clients. So I decided to incorporate both of them and just leave it as PM Deluxe events. If they needed
Yeah.
balloon services, we will just offer them the balloon services. But anyways, I didn't want to lose the Capaloons name,
Oh,
erase
right.
it from my story.
Right.
Um, so going back to when we had the money and we saved up the money to invest it in something else,
Mm-hmm.
um, I was like, I told Carlos, like, you know what? I want to have my own balloon store. And
Mm-hmm.
he was like, okay, very supportive. Carlos has been very supportive from the
Oh yeah.
start. He's been my
Hmm.
helper for the event since we started. He has unconditional, support, and that has been a plus, when you have a partner.
Of course. Yeah.
Um, Later, um, I try to reach out to balloon companies to see if I could have them for my balloon store. The balloon store we have in Georgia, which is PS Helium, they carry your balloon brand right now.
Right.
They
That's
were
where the headquarters is of your brand of balloons, is what you're trying to say, right? Or no?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's not PS Helium is one of our distributors, but
Right.
the headquarters is in Georgia. Hmm.
Got it. Got it. Let's circle back for a second, though. I just want to ask you a couple more questions about your balloon business, and we'll get into the LE test, which is
Okay.
oh great. Not
Okay.
too many questions. So okay, the decor. What were the things that the people were asking you to make? Was it arches, centerpieces? Was it organic? What were you making for your friends at first, or was it a kit type of thing?
So yeah. So first it was just the classic decor.
Okay,
So
right, which
the
always sells.
classic, the
Yeah.
columns, the arches,
Yeah.
because at that time we did not know about organic.
Right.
Organic kind of blew up on 2020
Yeah.
when the famous people started doing these bigger events and they will just show off like that they were
Yes.
filling up everything with organic balloons. Probably I feel like organic balloons came out, because they wanted to probably try not to spend a lot of money and fill
Yeah.
up as much as decor as possible.
Of
I
course.
probably think I don't know who was the creator of organic,
I
to be
don't
honest.
either.
But I felt like that really made a change for organic decoration since
Yeah,
2020.
for sure.
But they were asking me centerpieces, balloon centerpieces, the typical ones,
Right.
everything very classic. It was very
Okay.
classic. But
Okay.
even though not everyone can do it, and
Yeah.
it actually used to take me when I started forever, it will take me one entire day to
Yeah.
do a
How did you
classic
learn it on
balloon
YouTube?
art.
How did you learn how to do those on YouTube?
YouTube,
Okay.
YouTube. I
Yeah.
started with YouTube. Of course,
Perfect.
education is really important.
Right.
I cannot say that I was self-taught for the entire time. I feel like
Right.
education classes, that you can have better techniques, you can learn better things that you probably do not know and can make your job easier. So I
Yeah.
did went over, there were some schools at that time that were kind of teaching online classes. YouTube was my first helper,
Yeah.
um, and then the classes and COVID starting kind of like booming, everywhere because artists wanted to make some money, at least online since they were not getting any orders.
Yeah.
So there I took many classes for the 2020
Right.
online classes. There were a lot of courses and I took some of them, but yeah, I
Oh, very
definitely took
good.
education.
Yeah, no, 100%. So then, okay, with the decor your friends were asking you about it was basically decor, no twisting at that time, right? I don't have to really do twisting. And then was there any specific events that you were just doing, or I'm assuming it's whatever that you were getting calls for. And then did you get into any other areas maybe you did, maybe you didn't. It's okay. Like whether it's quinceañeras or maybe it was weddings or something like that. Anything that you like to focus on or you did with your
Yes.
business?
So my focal first was kids events because of course I was doing
Yeah.
my kids
With your
events.
kids, yeah.
And still now my
The
company,
birthday
because I
party
still
mommy,
provide
right?
for a company. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Basically, that was it.
Yeah.
But I started to get requests for graduations, And then for birthday parties, for like, 50th birthday party, 80th birthday parties, baby showers was one of the ones that I started kind of doing after probably
Oh,
3 or 4
sure.
years since I was out there, for
The
Decor.
reveal or whatever it's called. I'm sorry, I'm saying the
Gender
wrong name.
reveal is
Yeah, gender
basically,
reveal.
I believe since 2020 that
Yeah,
also came out, the
yeah, that
gender
came out
reveal.
afterwards. Yeah,
Yeah. And then I started getting corporate clients. The corporate clients, I love them, to be honest. They're one of the best clients because
yeah,
you do classic, and classic is a little bit easier for us to do. Um, but yeah, I kind of grew. My goal was to turn my company into also like a wedding planning, decor, and all of that. I love weddings. They
yeah,
are a lot of work.
yeah.
I tried them and I still love them, but I feel like I wanted to stick just with the regular birthday, graduation, all these things that had to do with balloons. For weddings, they don't really like balloons. They only like florals, and I didn't want it to let go of the balloons.
Right, right. No, for sure. Wow. Okay. So, was there any, okay, so you did a few different things. Was there any area afterwards that you did or wanted to do? Now you started balloon brand, so you probably don't need to be doing other things. You're busy enough. But was there anything else that you want to share about your balloon business before you started Elitex, with everybody watching, that in terms of, let's say, what you were focused on or not focused on, or any other interesting stories that you might have? And
Not
you might
really.
not.
Yeah, I mean, not really, because thankfully, I was able to have all the support from my clientele, like everything. I never had bad experiences,
Right,
thankfully,
right.
Um, it's I cannot say it's perfect because it's a lot of work. You
Nothing's
do have to
perfect.
work
Right.
hard, as you keep learning and learning, because you're always learning. Even though you know everything, you're always learning.
The
So for
world's
me,
always changing.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. So for me, just passing throughout the years has been a learning experience for me and my business. But I feel like if you know how to manage your business the right way, you will never have issues.
exactly. Spot on. I
Mhm.
love that. Okay, so
Mhm.
let's talk about the new birth, when it happened, of Elitex. How did
Yes,
how did
my
that
baby.
yeah, how did that baby come to be? How did, I mean, I know a little bit the story, but we talked about before, but I want you to tell me, listeners, for the first time,
Of course.
in your words, because that's kind of really exciting, to have your own balloon line. And how did that dream come about?
So going back to the story that I was telling you about, I wanted to open up a store. So we had the funds, to kind of like invest on something. We like doing, real estate and all of these type of things. But at the end of the day, I wanted to do something that was part of my dream.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
And I told Carlos, like, you know what? Like, I want to have my balloon store. I feel like where we are, I have to drive almost an hour and a half away to go to the balloon store.
Oh,
And I'm
that's
pretty
tough.
sure that, and I always like to go in person because I wanted to see the balloons. I wanted to make sure that I was grabbing the right color. So I didn't mind the drive, but at the end of the day, you get tired of it. You don't want to pay shipping because
Yeah,
you don't know what colors you're getting in
yeah,
person.
yeah.
So I started looking around the area to find, if we could have like a place that we can have the store. But meanwhile, I was trying to reach out to the companies, and myself and Carlos reach out to different balloon brands to see if they will kind of like give us the distributorship,
Oh,
for
really?
the
Oh,
brand.
okay. Got it.
But it was hard. It was
I mean,
really,
that was brands
really
that already existed. You were trying to become. Oh, I
yeah,
see.
Qualitex,
Oh,
Cybertex,
okay.
Duplex, Palisand. So we try to reach out to them. But
Okay.
um, now that we are a balloon company, we understand the reasons why behind it.
Yeah.
So, but at that time, they were not really giving up more distributorship. I had to go through third-party vendors to kind of like buy the product. So the numbers were not really adding up for me. And inside I was like, well, you know what? I want something bigger than that then. If this is not for me,
Right.
then I have to go for something else. So we looked into inflators, we looked into tools, we looked at
Really?
different type of, things that I could probably have my name on it or our branding. But it's really hard. It's not as easy as we think it is. It
Right.
takes years. It
Right.
took us about 4 to 5 years to finally, have this dream come true.
Right.
So after doing a lot of research and traveling, trying to search the right product that we wanted to release, I found that balloons, there were only a few brands. Of course, it was Amazon. I mean, there's many brands on Amazon,
Oh, yes.
but for the quality balloons, there was not like that many brands in the US from what I saw at the stores.
Good
I
quality.
didn't know much about
Right.
it.
Right.
Yeah. So I didn't really know much about it at the time. Again, it's a learning process. You learn every day.
Yes.
And I started searching for balloon manufacturers, and I was traveling around trying to see if they will have the right quality that I was looking for. We struggle sometimes with different balloon brands when it comes to manufacturing, because they come with errors. They have defects, they're popping, they're not good for outdoors. So all
Yeah.
these things I wanted to put together and kind of build like the perfect brand for Elitex. Um, and at that time, it was not Elitex, of course, but for the
Right.
balloon brand at the time that I
Right.
was looking for to build. And then, funny enough, Luis comes in the picture
Yeah.
after
How did
about,
that happen?
yeah, so that's when Luis comes in the picture. So
Yeah.
3, 4 years later, I was like almost
He's
giving up on my
he's
dream.
related to Carlos, right? Yes.
Yes, he's his cousin. It's his
His cousin.
cousin.
Yes.
But 3, 4 years later, after doing the research, I was also giving up because it's really hard. Like
Wow, really? Okay.
yes, you have to find the right manufacturer. It's not like you just go to a manufacturer and say, I want this, and that. Like it's not like that.
Right.
It takes years of formulation. You have to make sure the formula is the right product, the colors are the right ones. You're not repeating colors from other brands. So it was a big research and money as well. Like we had to
Of
invest a
course.
lot of money on that. um, but I was giving up. I was like, probably this is also not for me, not the store, not the balloon brand. Okay.
Right.
And we were at a family reunion. Luis lives in Canada, so Luis came from
Oh,
Canada. And we were at a family reunion without knowing that Luis could be such a huge help. And we just sat down with Luis, family reunion, cousins,
yeah.
and we were talking about all of this dream that we had. And Carlos's dad actually tells me, oh, Luis will do, um, he imports things from out of the US, so maybe he can give you advice on that, and maybe he can be such a huge help. So I was like, okay. So we told Luis, and Luis was like, yeah, he listened to us, and he was like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll probably look into it, but I didn't see a lot of interest on it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Week later, Luis calls me and he's like, so I did some research
These
and I
stories are
found
always
out
good, everybody, aren't
this,
they?
this,
Anyway,
and
yeah,
that.
go
Yes,
ahead.
yes. I had no hope. I was like, it is what it is. I mean, he didn't say anything. Okay, we'll just let it go. But
Hmm.
he calls me a week later and he was very persistent. He was like calling me and he was like, okay, so I'm looking into this, looking into that. And I was answering his questions and he kept doing his research. So we found about 3 or 4 companies. He gave me the list. We went through each one of them. We got samples from them. I was looking into it. Um, and we were able to get the samples from our manufacturer, and they were as close as the things that I really wanted to have.
Yeah.
We did had to do a lot of improvements with them, with the formulation and all of that, but they were really helpful, and open to listen to me and doing everything I was asking them to do, to have a better product.
Right.
Um, they were the ones.
Right.
We went to Thailand, like, and it was just amazing, like seeing the factory, seeing everything,
Wow.
the samples, they were like the packaging, like everything. They were so helpful. So that's how Elitex kind of like took place.
I was born.
Yes. And it was just like a dream come true. So Luis really had a
Yeah.
lot to do with it because he
Yeah.
really helped us out. And we told him like, you want to work with us? Just let's
Yeah.
build a partnership. Let's do it together.
Yeah. So when you said that was like a 5-year process, was that in that point in time, had you known about this brand you were going to get from Thailand, or did that happen after when Louise came in the picture that you
From what that happened when
so
Luis came on the
that
picture.
wasn't 5 years time
It was 5 years of research of having
right.
to find the
Got it.
right manufacturer,
Got
right
it.
quality products. That was a year. It was 5 years of research of searching
Right.
the right
Got it.
one.
So once you
Hmm.
found out this brand that you had everything you wanted, how quickly after that, or what year was that? And how quickly were you able to open
So
up
that was
Elitex?
2020. So we've been 1 year. So 2025, 2023. That was 2023.
2023. So how old is
Mhm.
Elitex now?
1 year.
One
We
year.
started working.
Are you having a birthday party?
We did a birthday party.
You
We
did? You
did
did?
have a birthday party
Oh,
in May,
perfect.
May 3rd.
Perfect. Perfect. Awesome. Happy birthday.
Thank you, thank you. But
Yeah.
before we released the brand, like we launched the brand, it took us an entire year of work
Oh, I'm sure.
before we
Right.
released it.
Right.
So,
Okay.
but hmm that's how
Wow.
it was born.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, I heard about you guys, with Crystal. I had seen some things online, like All American comes to Bling Bling Jam. She's like, oh, I'm going to get this new line. I was, oh, interesting. So,
Yeah, she's been a big supporter.
and I know she's particular about balloons, and she knows balloons. Um, so you guys came last year and to Bling
Hmm.
Bling Jam, and again, I'm just throwing some things out here that I know, but there are other things about your process. I don't know if it was Carlos or you asked me to inflate a 260 clear. And I was like, oh my God, this is the best 260 clear I've ever seen. It was like so thick, but so clear. Like that's the only word,
You
and
can
not
really see
fogged up.
through.
Yeah, we really see through it. Like it's amazing. And then I know that people like the balloons, but then you guys were reformulating them and also coming out with some other because you want them a little softer or something like that as well. But they were good the
Yes,
first batch. So you want to share about that in terms of like I know
yes.
now you guys got 160 chromes, you got all kinds of neat things, and you got nozzles up. I was like, wow, like you're like really on top of it. And I know, although you say you're not a twister, I don't know, maybe you are twisting now a little bit more. I don't know. That's
I've
another.
been doing more
Yeah.
twisting and practicing a lot more now because of course the conventions kind of motivated me, like the twisting conventions really motivated me to learn.
Yes.
And the artists that also go to the conventions are really nice and they are wanting to do some twisting. They're like, yeah, you do decoration, but you need to learn to do twisting. And right now, for the class that we're gonna do with Joe
Oh yeah. A
for the
Deco twisting class.
convention, we were
Yeah.
like talking to each other and we're like, you know what? Just let's just do a deco twisting decor
Yeah.
class for the convention. That
Yeah.
way people can see, the artists can see that we're incorporating both things.
Yes.
And at the same time,
That's where the industry
I
is. It's been there for a long. We've always been a deco twisting convention, but that's where everybody needs to be because it's the full way of running your business. So that's great. That's great.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It's a beautiful project that we are putting together for the convention. We hope that everyone's gonna love it. We've been
Yeah.
working on it
Oh,
for the
I know
past
that they will.
3 weeks.
I know they. That'd be great.
But I promise you it's gonna look beautiful. Like I am pretty sure
Yes.
that everyone's gonna love it.
People are excited. People are excited. So
Mm-hmm.
let's circle back to and again, you guys came to Bling Bling Jam and you asked a
Mm-hmm.
lot of questions, and people
Question.
love that. Okay. So I remember years ago that happened with Sempertex. They did that to another convention and they really listened. And when people listen, people like people who listen, they're going to buy from people who listen. It's just common
Mm-hmm.
sense because that means you care about what you're doing and you care about your customers. So how,
Exactly.
you reformulated and then let everybody know like I guess start from the beginning of last year when you came out with the balloons and where you guys are now, what you guys are working on, whatever you can say. Some things are
Mhm.
secret. I understand you can't tell me yet, and that's fine. Or tell everybody listening to this, was they have to keep some secrets, guys. Okay, everything's not public. But let everybody know like all the different things. I know you have wonderful 160 chromes. I don't want to throw you all over the place, but go ahead.
Thank you, thank you.
Sure.
So, going back to the first twister that tried out our product, we went to a convention, we did our pre-launch, and he saw our twistings. At that point, to be honest, I had no idea about how big
I bet you didn't.
the twisting community, how big it was. I
Yep.
did spoke with someone that was in Chicago at that time. She was an artist because I was looking for a local artist to help us decorate the booth. And she told me like, do you know that there is another community? There's a twisting community. You should
Yeah.
be part of it if you have twisting balloons. So I was like, oh, interesting, but I did not pay much attention because we were focused on the decor for the event, and it was
Yeah.
a convention for like a week, so I was like so stressed out about it. But anyways, we had Ron. He was the first one that
Yes.
tried out Elitex.
Oh, awesome.
Ron was at that event. Of course, he was getting everyone's attention
Yeah.
because of the way he looks.
Yeah.
Um, and I was like, well, he's a twister. He was doing twisting, like around, walking around with the twisting. So I was like, oh, can you try out our product? He tried it at first and he was like, you definitely need a lot of powder. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
He gave us his honest review.
Oh,
And we were like,
sure.
you know
He's a nice
what?
guy.
Yes. So we're thankful for that. Because of that reason, we were like, okay, so this is something that we really need to work on. Then we had two other people that came that were twisters, two other artists, and they told us the same thing. So we were like, okay, this is something that we're gonna have to pay
Yeah.
attention to. Not only one person is telling us, but more than two people is telling us that we have to change. Um, so we were like, you know what? Let's just try to get more into finding out about the twisting community and see how we can get their help, get a product in their hands, and help us out have a better product, improve our product if it really needs improvement. Um, I believe it was Crystal, the one
Mhm.
that told us about Bling Bling Jam. She started to carry our at that point, I believe she started, yes, at that point she already carried um
Your
our
line.
our line, our round line. But she told us like you guys should be part of the twisting community, same thing as
Yeah.
everyone has been telling us. And then she referred us to Bling Bling Jam. So we were very nervous, very, very nervous to go to Bling Bling Jam because we
Oh,
knew we would
really?
probably get
Wow.
burned.
Oh, yeah. No, everybody liked you guys. It was great.
So we are so grateful that we were able to go to Bling Bling Jam because thanks to Bling Bling Jam, we were able to do a lot of improvements. Like all the reviews that we got from all the twisters from the community that were there at Bling Bling Jam was the best feedback that we got because
But
thanks to them, we were able to improve everything that Elitex needed to improve. We're a baby in the industry.
yeah.
And again, I had no much knowledge about it. So it was really important at that time, everything that we were hearing from the 260s, it was really important. Aside
Yeah.
that, at that time, we also didn't have the 160s and 360s. So we wanted to make sure that we had the right formulation
And
for
those
those
Spider-Man
two.
balloons, I love those.
Oh, have you used them?
Yeah, I have a bunch of the balloons over here. I have all your I have
Oh,
a ton.
okay.
I ordered from Crystal several times. Yes. I don't know if you can
I'm glad to hear that.
see.
Oh, yes.
I have a ton of your bags of balloons. Yes, yes, I order from her.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Of course.
So that's one of the things that they were mentioning, that there was a lack of production for the printed balloons. Um, if I'm not mistaken, at that time already, um, Qualitex was announcing they were gonna go out of business. We personally
Yeah.
feel like we came out at the right time We
Oh,
had
yes.
no idea what was going on with Qualitex.
Yes, you
Like,
did. No, 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 no.
no,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
we had
Right.
no idea.
I know
Again,
you
it took
didn't.
us an entire year
Yeah.
to come out there in the market. So at
Yeah.
that point, we had no idea. But when Bling Bling Jam happened, I believe that week they announced, if I'm not mistaken, they announced that they were gonna go out of business.
Yes.
So the twisters were freaking out because they were like, "Oh my God, we're gonna have to buy all this stock of products before they go out of business." The printed balloons, they were like freaking out. So they were telling us, please produce this and that and that and that and that and that.
Yeah.
But it's not so easy. Like when they were telling us about the prints, we had to be really careful because you have to buy,
Licenses.
yes, so you have to buy the rights for the printed balloons. You cannot copy, of course. And if you buy anything that looks like a character from Disney or a
Don't want to be
character
sued.
from
Nobody wants to be
Universal,
sued. Yeah.
yeah, so you have to be careful on that because you have to buy the rights. And to buy the rights is really hard. It's not that easy. Like
Mhm.
um we try to reach out to the companies that can sell us the rights for that, and they just do not give it to anyone like that
Right.
easy. It's a long process. But so far for now, when they was telling us like ideas of how we can do the printed balloons, to not copy really the exact design. We listened to the Spider-Man one. We already had some printed balloons in line for our catalog,
Mhm.
but there were things that we didn't know, like the bunny, the alien, like these things that were kind of really important for you guys to
Yeah, that
have
we use. Yeah.
in your bag.
Mm.
So all that feedback, we put it all together and we were like, okay, we're gonna focus on the twisting community. I feel like it's the same size as the decor community at the end of
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah, and for people that are watching this, that because this is going to be on the YouTube station, there's people that don't know about balloons that know about balloons. And what Kathleen is saying, we call it with the deco twister, we call twisters and then decorators are called stackers. It's just what they're called. Okay, it's not.
Oh, stackers.
Yeah, yeah, it's not like a bad name, it's just what we say. And they're
Okay,
really two
okay.
different, they've been two different communities where they don't mix. So of course at Bling Bling Jam, we've always done deco twisting because there was a convention before Bling Bling Jam where they were doing deco twisting. I learned that there in Vegas. And I was like, oh, that's really where the industry is. So I kind of bring it together. But really and truly, the twisters were artists, were performers, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm always joking as well. So when you get around the
Mhm.
decorators, they're all serious. No, 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 which is good. They're more business minded, which is great.
Exactly,
You know,
exactly.
yeah. Although I will tell you this on a side note, most of the people at Bling Bling Jam are more business minded that do twisting too, because they're more full time, which is we want people to make as much money
Fun.
as possible. You know what I'm saying? Which is great. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Um,
No, no, no. It's
but
it's good to
let
explain
everybody
these things.
know, yeah, let everybody know. So we're really excited to try your 160 chromes, and that was
Um,
amazing. And then if you let everybody know if you have like the 350s or you're coming out with 646s, I think you have 5-inch links, right?
we do, yes.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
we have for the twisting balloons, we have now the 160s, 260s, and 360s.
Oh, the
Um,
360, not 350. Perfect.
360s. And all three come, of course, chrome. We have for the chrome, we have silver and gold only. We don't
All
have any
three,
other
all
color.
three sizes come in chrome? You're
Yes,
kidding me. Okay.
yes, all
The
three.
360s too?
Mm-hmm.
What about you have
Yes.
hearts too in chrome?
We do not have hearts in chrome.
Okay, that's okay.
Um, but we do have 6-inch and 12-inch hearts and
Perfect.
18-inch for those that need it. For the links, they come in 6-inch and 12-inch
Do
for
you
the
have
link
balloons
balloons.
in chrome by any chance?
The link?
No, any round balloons in chrome, like 5-inch or six
Oh
inch?
yeah. Yeah, we
Oh,
do. We
that's
have six
easy.
colors.
So people can stuff a heart and make a chrome heart. Perfect, if they want to.
Yes, they can do it with the I forget the word. Doing distortion.
Yeah, well, it's a little different, but with that, but when you just all you got to do is just put the heart, yeah, sort of inside You can without distortion, you can do it too.
Oh, you can put
Yeah,
you're right. You can
yeah,
put the heart
yeah, yeah.
inside the round balloon.
Yeah, it'll look like a heart. Yeah, it will be. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Those are Twister things we just know how to do. Oh,
Now
that's
I learned
great.
something.
Yeah. Now, are you guys, and if you can't tell us, we understand. So just tell me you can't tell me. It's okay. But are you
Mhm.
thinking about coming out with 646s or not sure yet?
We are not
Tell us.
so sure yet.
Okay.
Probably I was explaining to you, but we are as transparent as possible, with everyone. We don't have anything to hide, to be
Oh,
honest.
I know that.
And probably I can explain this as educational, so you guys can educate a little bit from the manufacturer's perspective.
Yes.
Um, so when you are manufacturing, there are millions of molds and thousands of molds
Yeah.
that you have to do per color, per size,
Make it
and they
cost
have
effective.
exactly
Yeah.
and cost effective. Yes. But
Yes.
there's also a need for us that people that there has to be a number of consumption of the product. And if there's not enough demand for the product,
Supply
we
and
can
demand. Yep.
we can lose a lot of the product.
Mm.
Not money, but we can lose a lot of the product.
Yeah.
Because if there's not enough demand, the products are going to be in the shelf for
And they're gonna
years.
get bad. Right.
They're going to get bad. So it's not worth it for us to produce such a big amount because we do have to produce, we have a minimum amount that we have to produce to bring a new product.
Yeah.
And if we don't sell it, then it's not going to be worth it. And that's why probably I'm not saying that it's the main reason, but that's why probably a lot of companies stop producing some of the products because there's not a lot of demand on those products.
Yeah.
And they are basically wasting a lot of products
Yeah.
and, time for the manufacturer to produce those products. So that's one of the reasons why you see that companies stop producing some of the specific products because of that
Yeah.
reason.
Oh, that makes total sense. Total
Mhm.
sense. I get it. Okay. So, people loved you guys in the jam room last year to sample your balloons. So the new last year was the old formula. This year you have the new formula, right? And
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Perfect. Perfect.
So so you can tell me. You can ask.
No, no. So you could have samples of the new formula. And people, so you could have the chrome as well for people to try the 160s, 260s, 350s, the different ones. How many colors come in 160s,
In
260s?
360s?
Yeah, and are they all the same? Or do you have, meaning do you have the same amount of colors in 160s, 260s, and 350s, or you have different amounts?
No, so for the 160s and 360s, we have 20 different colors.
20.
Why
Okay.
only 20? Because same thing, we want to make sure that there's enough demand for those, and if there
Yeah,
is and a lot of requests,
that's plenty.
we will start adding on one by one color,
Sure.
if they keep requesting the same color. And for the 260s, we do produce all 64 colors that we have on our line,
Okay.
but the 160s and 360s, we started with 20 colors.
So in the 260s, how many colors are there?
64.
64 is what you said. I thought you said that. I thought I was hearing you wrong. Wow.
For
Oh,
the 260, we do
that's
have
a
all
lot.
colors that we have available for Elitex.
Okay. I know it's a lot, but are you going to have samples of all those colors at Bling Bling Jam?
Yes. Yes,
Wow.
we will. We
Wow.
will. Last year we had them. I don't know if you
Did?
got to see our table,
I
but we
didn't.
had
You
them.
know, I was at your tail, but I don't remember 64. But that's a lot. But I had a lot going on, so yeah.
Yeah, 64 is a lot. We were pulling as they were like I had the color chart in the front, so if they wanted to see a
Okay.
specific color, if it was not on the table, I will just pull it out for them to see it.
Yeah.
But we have in metallics, we have them in chromes, we have them in pearls, we have them in the standard, the pastels, the smoothies, like we have all the colors
Oh,
in
great.
260s. But
Great.
160s and 360s again is a shorter demand for those. Like not everyone really uses those.
Right.
So we started with 20 colors, but the colors are colors that people have been requesting. We
Okay.
actually got that list of colors from last year's Bling Bling
Oh,
Bling Jam.
perfect.
We did like a poll and we started asking everyone like what color do they typically use when they use a
Yeah.
160 and a 360. So we pulled out that list of colors at
Yeah.
Bling Bling
And
Jam.
of course, but you produce a convention. They all think I know everything about your line. They come into me with the questions. I have no idea. I don't really don't know. So you have to come back and try and ask Elitex, how do I know?
Exactly.
So,
And I mean if you're watching this, I do suggest that you write down your questions
yeah,
and bring them with you and ask us at, at Bling Bling Jam when we're there for you and we're there to ask, questions, make sure that a product is the right one right now, but also to make sure that whatever question you guys have, we're going to have an answer for it. And if we do not, we will give you,
get it. Yeah,
we're going to make sure that we have the right answer for
of
you in regards
course.
to anything about the product.
Of course. And for folks that are watching this, because again, this is going to go on YouTube. So it's going to be some people
Mhm.
coming physically, some people that are going to do virtual, some people are going to see this 2 years down the road. Put a comment in there if you have a question too. And I'll do my best and
Mhm.
or Kathleen as well. And I will let her know to answer the question. So we don't mind that either. We just want to make sure you get the answers. This is a
Exactly.
resource web YouTube station that we want you to know what's going on about people and who they are and companies like Elitech. So it's an ongoing thing because they're not going anywhere. So it's
Mhm.
right.
We're here. We're
So
here for you. And
right,
anyways, if they any questions that they have right now, like if you don't want to write it down and bring it, just wait until Bling Bling Jam. You can
right.
always send us a DM on Messenger from our Facebook page, or you can DM
No,
us on Instagram. We will answer. We'll be
sure.
happy to answer to your questions.
Sure, perfect. So let me ask you a couple more questions. Um,
Hmm.
I think you have blush, right? You have blush,
We do.
yeah, in the 160s, 260s, 350s, and you have it the 5-inch hearts in blush and the rounds or no?
Yes. So
Perfect.
for the hearts, we are only going to have about 10 colors, if I'm not mistaken. We are going to have
So you don't have
of
them yet.
course red, black, pink, teak brown. We may not have them for
Bling
Bling
bling.
Bling Jam,
Okay.
because we just finished the process of updating the formula for the twisting balloons, and
Yeah.
now we're moving on to the next product. Again,
It's a
it,
process.
it
Yeah.
takes longer than you think because
Oh, yeah.
they're producing millions and millions of balloons
Yes.
every day.
Yes.
So, doing these changes take a lot of time, a lot
Of
of testing,
course.
and a lot of things. So, for the hearts, I'm gonna try to see if we can have a lot of like little samples at least to show you guys
That'd be
the
great.
hearts
People are
on the six
asking all these
inch and
questions, so
then
that's
the
great.
12-inch and the 18. At least you guys can
Okay.
see them. And then, hopefully whenever we get the product in our hands, we will be adding it on to our sample bags for the twisters
Perfect.
because we do have a specific sample bags for our twisters.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. I'm
Hmm.
sure we're gonna have some of those on the goodie bags and some of those as well at Bling Bling, be able to try and all
Hmm.
that, which is great. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, what else did I forget? The hearts are gonna be how many inches? 5 or 6, or how big will those be?
6.
6. Oh, perfect. Okay.
6. So all our products run 6, 12, 18, 24, 36.
Okay. Great.
Mm-hmm.
And are you gonna have any other prints with you from like 6-inch or 11-inch prints to show or anything like that? Like, I don't know if you're working on.
Um, Prints, I don't have with me right now, but we do have some coming up. Right, like the one that we really try to do as fast as we could was the Spider-Man because
Oh
everyone
yeah,
was like
yeah,
asking, is Spider-Man, is Spider-Man, is Spider-Man? But
yeah.
we do have one of our distributors that orders the specific printed balloons,
Perfect.
So he orders in specific printed, like the bunny and the alien
Yes.
and but you guys can ask us who is the
Sure.
distributor and we'll be happy to give you the information.
Perfect. Perfect. That's great. This is great. Okay, so is there anything else about the balloon brand, about balloons that you want to share, or that you can share, that's about what you're sampling or what's coming out, or anything else that we missed? And then I'm going to talk about your classes.
Um, so no, so far, just keep in mind, about the recall, probably just want to do like a
Oh
quick
yeah,
comment about the
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 recall
recall
was
that
a
we have.
voluntary recall. It was not a crazy recall. People were just reading it really quickly because my people were asking me questions. I'm like, oh my gosh. Anyway, and I know we're all. I was talking to Kathleen about this. People look on their cell phone for Facebook. They see what they see. They don't read the whole article. It's like see what's going on. But you want to
Yeah.
explain that about the recall so that people understand it clearly?
Mm-hmm. So, first of all, every time you see a recall post, I recommend that you read it all, all the information that you see
Right.
on the post. Please read it all because unfortunately, when we posted it, we had many people freaking out that it was probably related to like health issues or something like that. But it's not at all. The recall is mainly from us, a voluntary recall that we have decided to do because we want to take the responsibility, if you purchase a balloon that was popping, I mean, those are quality issues. And we do give guarantee of the product. So
Okay.
the main reason why we do the recall is because we wanted to give you guys the guarantee of the product and respond for those issues that you had. So if you purchase the silver, if it was a 260, of course, we've had people saying that we had about 3 or 4 artists that were saying they're popping when we are trying to inflate them. So we did our research, we did testings. We in our warehouse we had to open up all distributors. We had to ask them to, and we found out that there was a specific batch. It was just a small number of batch that was affected.
Right.
So we had to take accountability from that, let everyone know that that product was not good. It was not fine. The quality was really bad. So we pulled it out of the shelves, but we made sure that the artists know so that way we can give them the guarantee of the product and replace all that product. So it was not to scare you guys out that it was probably something related to
Right.
health issues, but it was mainly to give you the guarantee on the product.
Right.
Same thing, we had the recall for the silvers rounds, but
Okay.
that was just a repackaging issue. So they were repackaged on the Super Glow Chrome line, but those were metallic. So those were not supposed to go on those bags. Those were supposed to be on the metallic bags. So if whoever opened up the bag and saw that it was clear and more see-through, that was not the right color on the right bag.
Right.
So that was another recall. And then our last product that was recalled was the 260 white. For that one, we did not have enough powder. Like that, those were our first batch of bags that we produced last year. Without knowing all the feedback from the artists and everything, the stores still had that product, but that product was kind of like stick together because it did not have enough powder. But the quality itself, if you pull them apart, they will still work perfect. But anyways, it's not something that Elitex would like to have on the shelf because people will assume that the product is bad quality or is already like going in bad shape. So we pulled out those and we do have more to replace them. So we do have the new formula that is on the shelves right now that we
Right.
replaced it to distributors. Again, it was just a small batch, smaller dates that were affected. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Just explaining about the
Well, that's
recall.
good. That's good because there was a lot of confusion. Exactly. So it's always
And
good.
I personally wanted to put on the post. The thing is that it's overwhelming when you see a post and you see too much writing. You don't want to read all of it. Like it has to be specific. I did not put the issues that we were having for each because I assumed that when they were reading the top part that it was just the quality of the product that was popping. They were gonna assume, that it was not something worse than just about the quality of the product. But please, next time, read it. I'm gonna make sure that I post what is the issue. That way people do not
Yeah.
freak out about it.
Yeah, no, 100%. Thank you for explaining that. That's great. So anyway, was there anything I don't think we forgot about anything else with Elitex, right?
No, I think
Okay.
that's all I wanted
Okay.
to address.
Okay. Well, I know she mentioned this already, Kathleen, but we're super excited to have Kathleen and Ellie Tex back. But this year, they're sponsoring Joe Mock, and also Kathleen is teaching herself, which is exciting. So decor classes. So if you're a decorator and you want to learn decor from somebody who owns her own decor company, create her own balloon brand, you're going to hear it right from her. And then, of course, Joe is a great twister. They'll be doing a deco twisting combination. But is there anything else you want to say that I know you already talked about it, or if we forgot to say about anything else about your class, or why you think people should attend it, or why you think people should come in addition to the Bling Bling Jam?
So, I am, first of all, I am super, super excited. I typically do not teach to everyone. Like I've had many people telling me to teach, but I was kind of like, I felt like the motivation that this could be a great opportunity, for those that wanted to see me teaching to do
Yeah,
it. And as a brand owner, I feel like that could be, I feel like I can connect more with
huge.
the artists that are going to be present and see that I am truly someone that is involved on the balloon industry and not just trying to sell you balloons.
Right,
Um, but the classes, I do recommend you to attend to these classes if you are planning to build, a balloon decor business. It's worth it. I can tell you that. I know that doing the entertainment part, when you're a twister, can be a little bit tough sometimes. Um, when they are paying you per hour, you can get much more when you're doing the core, and you guys probably know about it. But when you do a balloon garland, it can be around like the lowest price can be 150, and you can build the balloon garland in 30 minutes.
right,
And you just bring it in. You do charge for installation, you charge for delivery. So those things are something that you can add on to your business aside of doing just the entertainment part.
right,
That could be a little extra. So whenever you're not doing the entertainment, you can be doing balloon garlands. There are these grab and go garlands that balloon artists offer that you can literally build it in your house, and people can come to your house and you can give it to them if you don't have transportation for the balloons. But you can also rent out. I can give you tips when I'm at the class because I'm gonna give
right,
you a lot of tips that you can do if you don't have transportation. Um, Pricing, I can tell you a little bit of pricing, how much you can price, how can you, if you're just starting, how can you start promoting your business, um, you know, without having so many people knowing that you do balloons. Um, what else? I mean, I can give you a lot of tools that you can do without investing zero money to start your decor event because that's
awesome.
how it started. So I did not start purchasing anything for my business decor until I had the money that I've gotten from the previous balloon garlands that I have done. So you can definitely create a snowball effect this way. And I promise you, you don't have to invest anything else more than a balloon pump that you can even use from Amazon, the $20 one. You can
Yeah,
start with that, and then you can create a whole entire business just doing balloon decor.
that's
So
great.
please come to our class. If you do Twisting already, the balloon class with Joe is going to be amazing. That way you guys can incorporate both. If you're a twister, that's a plus, definitely. And I feel like I'm going to be learning from Joe too.
Yeah, sure. And we have decorators who come to Bling Bling Gym, as you know, and more have registered that want to learn the twisting aspect and add the embellishments and or whatever they
Yeah,
want to learn, which is great. That's why
'cause
it's a great
right
great
now it's
class.
it's on the trends. I mean, right now the deco twisting is on the trends. They're adding on flowers to the balloons.
Yes.
They're doing the distortion too, which Mary last year she teach about distortion.
Yes.
So if you learn those things, now you can learn how to do both. I am teaching for beginner, middle, and advanced. If you know how to do garlands, I'm
Sure.
gonna try to do it like that. That way, whoever hasn't really done a balloon garland before, I'm happy to teach you how to do it. But if you know a little bit more how to build these things, that's what we're trying to
Oh,
go a
you're going
little
to be
bit.
really busy now.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
that's
And that's
good.
why I made sure that the
Yeah.
time for the classes was enough. Because it's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah. And if not, they can go into the jam room with you afterwards or whatever. You're it's not like
exactly
you're
like
not
I'll be
around.
there. I don't
Right.
mind giving you tips and
Right.
tricks. Like I'll be there for sure.
Right. Perfect. That's great. Was there anything else you wanted to share with everybody watching this that we might have not have we might have forgotten about your career, about Ellie Texas career, about your classes, about Bling Bling Jam, about anything that do we forget anything or did we get everything? We might have.
Let me think. Not really. I feel like we have covered everything.
I think so.
Anyways, any questions, any feedback that you guys have, again, we're here to listen. If you see something going on with the product, please do not forget to come back, and let us know. Please do not burn us on social media.
Yeah,
Just come to us and
right.
tell
Of
us
course.
directly. The bags right here, if you purchase an Elitex product, let me show you, and I have shown this
Sure.
before, but if you have an Elitex product and you purchase, again, we give guarantee of the product. There is a lot number right here on the bottom, and I've had this for
Yeah,
many people, but right here is a lot number. That's how we found out if there's a batch that is affected. So if you have a balloon bag that you're trying to blow up and it's popping and popping and popping and popping, please stop using it because we need to see the product uninflated as well to give you the guarantee.
right.
Because if you use the entire bag, it's really hard for us to know if you really used it or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. If you use all entire bag, obviously it
It's
doesn't
hard
make
for us
sense.
to tell.
That's like going to a
So
restaurant, eating the whole dinner, and now you want your money back. No, I don't think so.
exactly. So stop using it after the eighth one, even after the fifth one. If it's still happening repeatedly, save it up, save the product for us because we need to test it out. Take a photo of it, take a photo of the lot number, and on the bag, right here, this is our sticker. It has our information. So please make sure you email us or even feel free to give us a call and we will answer, and make sure that the issue, its address and what store do you purchase it from. That way we can give you guarantee of the product.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much for all that information. Well, this
You're
is
welcome.
great. Well, thank you so much, Kathleen, for sharing your amazing story with everybody, from her balloon career to her Elitex
Thank you.
career to her teaching career. She has it all, which is
Thank
awesome.
you.
You're welcome. We're
It's a long
excited.
story.
What would you say? What did you say?
It was a long story.
Oh, it's a great story. It's interesting. We want a long story, and that's what people want. And please, you guys, show Kathleen some love and make some comments and likes. When this airs, will air this week sometime, and she'll be looking at that as well. And I know it'll be ongoing. And again, say hi to her at Bling Bling Jam Live and or virtual or on one of the Zooms we have coming up. And it's an ongoing thing. So, and I say try the balloons if you haven't tried them. They're pretty good. Place an order and I think you'll be quite pleasantly surprised. So, with that said, everybody, let's bling it on. We'll see you guys soon and over and out. Take care. Thanks, Kathleen. Bye bye.
Bye.